name is Angela. I'll be guiding your practice. We are going to start out today on our backs. Finding your weight on your mat, just settling in. Letting your eyes close if that's comfortable. Starting to bring awareness to where your body lies on the mat. Feeling the back of your head, on your shoulder blades, the hips, feeling your heels. Noticing your breath, the sensation as it enters the nose, through the back of the throat, fills up your chest, travels down into your belly. Drawing the breath back out through your rib cage, up the back of your throat, and out. I want you to match the breath, equal inhale and exhale, inhaling for the count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Continuing the cycle, matching your inhales and your exhales. Knowing if the count of 4 doesn't work for you, finding what does work. I'm going to do a little visualization. I want you to visualize yourself at the beach, sitting on the shore, watching the tides rolling in and receding. And next to you, there's a box. It's an empty box. Visualize yourself loading this box with anything that's been worrying you, been bothering you, any weights that have been on your shoulders. And when you've filled the box and emptied your worries, seal the box up, placing it on the edge of the shore. Watching the waves gently pull it out into the ocean. And if you draw your right knee into your chest, knowing the left leg can be straight or the leg can be bent. Clasp your hands below the knee. If it feels good, you can roll out the ankle. Maybe drawing that knee a little bit closer to the right armpit if you're ready. Just creating a little bit of softness in the inner thigh. Exhale, drawing it over toward the left. The left hand may want to rest on the knee or the thigh to weigh it down. And your right arm can reach out like a wing. Just trying to warm up the outer hip. Inhale, bringing the knee back to center. And straightening the leg up toward the ceiling. You can hold behind the thigh or behind the calf. Just gently starting to warm up the hamstring. Knowing the left leg can always be bent if that feels better. Bringing both knees into the chest, giving them a hug. You may want to roll around, taking circles, massaging the spine. keeping the left knee into the body, extending the right leg, either straight or letting it bend. If you'd like to find that movement in your ankle, feel free to roll the ankle around. Maybe drawing that knee toward the left armpit if you're ready. Exhale, drawing the knee over to the right, releasing the left arm. Maybe the right hand rests on the left knee or thigh. Inhale, coming back to center. Drawing both knees in, extend the left leg first, toward the ceiling, right leg can plant on the mat or extend long, holding behind the thigh or the calf. Now we'll draw both knees into the chest. You find some movement, rocking, a little bit of rolling. The arms out like a T. And keep the knees stacked above the hips. Drawing the knees over to the right side about 45 degrees. Pulling them up through center and letting them turn left. As we start to warm up the core, we'll cycle the knees side to side. You can take this at your own pace and you can take this as far as you'd like. Just starting to gently wake up the core. Inhale, coming back to center. Hug the knees. We're going to start rocking forward and backward. Finding about 3 or 4 times and coming on to our nice tabletop. Placing your hands under your shoulders, placing your knees under your hips. And anytime we're on our hands, keeping the fingers nice and wide helps protect the wrists and the elbows. Inhaling to cow, belly drops, head and hips rise. Plugging into your fingers on the exhale, cat, drawing that navel up through the spine toward the ceiling, letting the head drop. Inhaling to cow. Exhaling to cat. Taking yourself through 5 rounds, exploring any extra movement. It might feel nice to rock your hips side to side, to circle, maybe rock forward and backward. Finishing that last round, coming back to tabletop. And extend the right arm, palm in. The left leg behind, foot flexed. Setting that gaze on a spot on the floor to protect your neck. So we exhale, drawing elbow toward knee. Hugging up toward the core. Inhale, extend. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. One more, exhale, elbow toward knee. Inhale, extend. Planting the right hand, taking that left foot over to the right, tapping it onto the mat or the floor. Just taking the opportunity to find a nice side stretch, really breathing in through the ribs, the intercostal muscles. Inhale, drawing the knee up and over, setting it onto the mat. We'll extend the left arm and right leg. Exhale, elbow toward knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. And one more, exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Planting the hand on the mat, taking the foot over with the left side, tapping it on the mat or the floor. Inhale, knee comes back over, sets onto the mat. We'll take one more cat-cow to rinse out. Inhale into cow. Exhale into cat. Coming back to our tabletop with your toes tucked on the exhale, pressing back to down dog. First down dog. Taking time to warm up. It might feel nice to bend your knees one at a time. Maybe rocking your hips side to side. Sometimes it's nice to rise on toes and lower down. Just finding whatever motion helps you to start warming up. Imagine your hips drawing up and back to that spot where the ceiling and the wall meet. Almost drawing out of the shoulders, taking some pressure off of the wrists. Next exhale, we'll walk feet up toward hands, coming into ragdoll. Keeping your feet about hip width apart. You may want to hold onto elbows or maybe clasp hands behind your back. Sometimes it feels nice to rock side to side. Let your head roll. Knowing that bent knees is always okay here. In addition to really releasing the hamstrings and the lower back, this pose is great for cooling down the body, for cooling down the mind. Releasing the hands to the mat, forward fold, toe heeling the feet together. Rooting into your feet, inhale, rising to mountain pose, arms sweeping up, shoulders soft. Maybe gazing slightly up at the ceiling. And exhale, hands come to heart center. Letting your gaze soften, your eyes closed. Spending a moment here setting an intention for your practice. Release your hands on the inhale, arms sweeping up to mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Hands can be on shins, on a block, on your thighs, straight spine. Exhale, plant hands, stepping back to high plank. Awesome here for a moment. Really activating that spot between your shoulder blades. Giving a nice solid back to protect your shoulders and your back, heels reaching back. With your elbows toward the back of the room, lowering down to chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Foot to the tops of the feet. Inhale, rising, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. This is our sun salutation A. We'll be moving through this one breath per movement, knowing that your breath is the most important thing. So if your breath doesn't line up with my cueing, always follow your breath first. So we gaze forward on the inhale, exhale, step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to mountain pose. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant hands, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Gazing forward on the inhale, exhale, step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to mountain pose. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant hands, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. I'll take this through one more time, gazing forward on the inhale, exhale, step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to mountain pose. Exhale, folding forward. Inhaling, half lift. Exhale, plant hands, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. A little bit this down dog. The opportunity to readjust your down dog, noticing how different you feel already. And noticing at any time during practice, knowing that you can always skip a chaturanga or up dog. You can add in a push-up. You can take whatever you need to make this practice work for you. Gaze forward on the inhale, exhale. Step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, coming to chair pose. Sending the hips back. Taking time to adjust the feet. Sometimes a wider stance can be kinder on your knees and your back. Finding what you need here, knowing arms can reach forward, hands can come to your heart. Listening to shoulders. Rock about 80% of the way to your heels. Really warming up the legs, creating strength and creating heat. As we exhale, we'll fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant hands, chaturanga. High to low plank. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, the right leg behind. Exhale, warrior one. So you step the foot between the hands, back foot spins to 45 degrees. Squaring your heart toward the front of the room. Noticing your knee, making sure it's either above or behind the ankle, making sure to protect the knee. Feeling the outer edge of both feet. Exhale, warrior two. Back foot pivots so it's perpendicular to the front. Gazing over the front hands. Trying to adjust the arms so they're about the same height. A nice strong gaze. Flipping the palm up. Inhale, reverse warrior. Left hand can tuck behind your back or it can rest on your thigh. Exhale, cartwheel hands, chaturanga, option to float the right leg. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg. Exhale, warrior one. Rising up, squaring your heart. That knife edge in the back foot, really feeling it anchored into the mat to give you stability. Exhale, warrior two. Lifting the palm up, inhale, reverse warrior. Your gaze can draw up to your hand or you can look at your back foot. Just finding a spot that helps your breath. Exhale, cartwheel hands, chaturanga, maybe floating the left leg. Inhale, upward dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. We'll flow through the sun salutation, giving one breath per movement, knowing again to follow your own breath and your own pacing. Gaze forward on the inhale, exhale, step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, rise to chair pose. We're here for 2 breaths. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant hands, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg behind. Exhale, warrior one. Rising on the inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel hands, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg. Exhale, warrior one. Rising on the inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel hands, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg. Exhale, warrior one. Inhale, rise. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel hands, chaturanga. Inhaling, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg. Exhale, warrior one. Rising on the inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel hands, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take this through on your own 2 more times. And then you can move out, you can add in. It's really connecting the breath to the movement. Just thinking of this as a moving meditation. Vigorous practice is the perfect antidote for an active mind. Finished. You can stay in a down dog, or you can come down to child's pose if you'd like to take a pause, take a drink, use your towel. Just take a moment to touch in, noticing how you feel. Zoning in on any changes from the beginning of practice. The exhale will press back. On the next couple breaths, coming to a down dog. Drawing the hips up and back. Inhaling the right leg behind, bending the knee, stacking the hip. You may want to roll your ankle, your knee, your hip. Just releasing some of the tension at the front of the body. Inhale, straighten the leg. I'm going to come to one of my favorites. It has no name, but I'll call it rectangles. Exhale, right knee, right elbow, right wrist, left elbow, right elbow, and extend. We'll take that again. Exhaling to elbow, right wrist, left elbow, right elbow, extend. One more. Exhaling to elbow, down to wrist, left elbow, right elbow, extend. Exhale, crescent lunge. Feet are parallel like on railroad tracks. Always keeping that knee above your ankle. From here, we're going to cactus the arms, wide fingers, tipping the gaze up. You can look at the top of the wall or to the ceiling. And the arms fall away, opening your chest. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, open, twist to the right. Right hand sweeps behind, left hand reaches to the front. Finding that engagement between your thighs. Imagine you're squeezing a block between. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior 2. So we set off for our extended side angle. The exhale, place right forearm on right thigh, left arm reaches overhead. Feeling that nice straight line from the outer edge, your back foot all the way through your fingertip. Keeping the shoulders stacked. Just making sure your core is working here. Maybe momentarily lifting that arm off of your thigh to make sure it's working. Inhale, reverse warrior. Nice big sweep of the arm overhead. Exhale, cartwheel hands. Pull your vinyasa or step back to down dog. Inhaling left leg. So bend the knees, stacking the hips. Maybe finding that movement if you'd like that on the first side. In the hip flexor, get a little tension, a little focus. So we inhale, we'll straighten the leg. Take those rectangles again. Exhale, knee to elbow. Left wrist, right elbow, left elbow. Extend. Again, exhale to elbow, down to wrist, elbow. Extend. One more time. Exhale to elbow, to wrist, elbow, elbow. Extend. Exhale, crescent lunge. You set yourself up, and your shoulders floating above your hips. Cactusing the arms, nice wide fingers. Maybe the gaze draws up. In releasing crescent lunge. So we exhale, open twist to the left. Left hand reaches back, or right hand reaches forward. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior two. And we exhale, come to our extended side angle. The core activated, lowering the left forearm. The right arm reaches overhead. Just feeling firmly planted on the mat. Inhale, reverse warrior. Taking that nice bend in your knee. Exhale, cartwheel hands, flow your vinyasa, step back to down dog. Gazing forward on the inhale, exhale, step up off to the top of the mat. Inhale, rising to chair pose. Letting the hips sink down. Any changes that you need here. Your feet can be together, you may want to change the distance. Maybe the arms reach forward, maybe they feel better at your heart. And then the hands come to heart center now. As you exhale, twisting to the right, left elbow over right knee or thigh. Your hands can stay at heart center, they can open floor to ceiling. Taking about 5 breaths here. Coming back through the center on the inhale, activating that right foot, left knee comes up as we stand up. One-legged mountain. Extending the leg for the front of the room. Exhale, airplane. Sending the leg back, arms can reach toward the back of the room. Sending your sight on a spot on the mat. Stepping back, crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior two. As we set up for Trikonasana, straighten the right leg, rocking the hips back as you reach forward. And the hand can rest on your shin, on a block, your ankle, your thigh. Inhale, reverse triangle, keeping the right leg straight, breathing through the side body. Exhale, warrior two. I'm going to pivot the feet so that you're facing front of the room. Preparing for goddess pose, so toes out, heels in, arms rising up. So we exhale, sinking down into goddess. We're here for 5 breaths. So finding a spot that gives you some challenge but no pain. Imagine there's a wall behind your back. Inhale, rising back up to your 5-pointed star. Pivoting feet to the front of the room. And come into pyramid pose. So hands can come to hips, stepping that left foot up a bit, enough that you can square hips and chest. So you exhale, folding over the right leg. Your hands can come to the mat, to a block. You can come to your shin, to your thigh. Anywhere that gives you the ability to have hips and chest squared to the front, creating some length and softness. Bending into the right knee, exhale, stepping the left foot forward. Coming into our chair pose. Sending the hips back, arms reaching up. Gathering hands at your heart. As you exhale, twisting toward the left. Maybe explore something different on this side, maybe do the same thing. Just giving yourself the opportunity to play on each side. Inhale, coming to center. We're going to come to that one-legged mountain. This time the right knee comes along with us. Standing up, holding the knee up. And straighten the leg to the front of the room. Exhale, coming to airplane. Squaring hips. Nice steady gaze on the floor. Inhale, stepping back, crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Coming into that Trikonasana, straightening the left leg, rocking the hips back as you reach forward. With a nice open chest, stacked shoulders. And here you can draw that gaze wherever it feels good on your neck. It might feel nice toward the ceiling, maybe toward your foot, or somewhere in between. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, warrior two. We're going to set up for another goddess. So pivoting feet, heels in, toes out, arms reaching up. So sink down into goddess. Playing around with something different this time. You can go higher, you can go lower, maybe popping up on toes, maybe taking a side bend. So you have about 5 breaths to play around with what you need here. Your heels have left the ground, returning them. Inhale, rising back up to 5-pointed star. Pivoting feet to the front. As we prepare to enter our pyramid pose on the second side, so slipping that right foot forward as much as you need. Squaring hips and shoulders. On the exhale, folding over the left leg. Knowing the side will feel different. It's normal to have one side that's a little bit tighter, one side that's a little bit looser. Bending into the left knee, stepping forward, coming up, rising the mountain pose. Clasping hands at the top, point your fingers facing the ceiling, exhale, bending to the right. Inhale through center, exhale, bending left. Breathing through the side body. Take that one more time. Inhale to center, exhale, bending right. Maybe stopping the left foot behind if you like to lengthen your stretch. It's completely optional. Inhale to center, exhale, bending left. Maybe stepping that foot behind. Inhale to center, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant hands. Step back to down dog or take a vinyasa. Inhale, the right leg behind. Exhale, crescent lunge. Root into that right foot on the exhale, drawing the left knee up, one-legged mountain. Balancing for a couple breaths. Inhale, stepping back, crescent lunge. Again, exhale, drawing the left knee up. Inhale, stepping back. And the next exhale, we're going to come into tree pose. So drawing the knee up. You can plant the foot On your thigh, your calf, your ankle. Hands can rest at your heart center. You can rise to the ceiling, maybe tuck behind your back. Just enjoying the balance you're experiencing. Maybe finding a challenge by waving arms, by looking at the ceiling or closing your eyes. Hands to heart center, and drawing your knee forward. Exhale, stepping back, warrior two. Going to come into humble warrior. So clasping hands behind your back. Sometimes a strap or towel between the hands is a great option if your shoulders feel tight. Gazing up on the inhale, pulling the fist down. Exhale, bowing down inside your knee. Hands float up, creating some space, melting some tension off your shoulders. Releasing the hands, inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, warrior two. We're going to set up for half moon. You may want to prop on the outer right corner of your mat for your hands. Always stacking that hand right on your shoulder to give you nice stability. And finding the hip stacking and the shoulder stacking. Always keeping a little bend, at least a micro bend, if not more, on that standing leg to protect the knee. And you want to flirt with lifting that bottom hand, coming into sugarcane, capturing the top foot. Beautiful. Stepping back, warrior two, reversing your warrior immediately. Exhale, warrior two. And come into prasarita, pivoting feet. This time they're parallel. Hands on hips, gazing up on the inhale. Exhale, fold it forward. And the weight of the body. Create more space in your hips. On each exhale, visualize more space opening up, letting it create. Releasing hands to the mat as we take a twist, planting the right hand in the center of the mat, left hand raised up toward the ceiling. Taking that twist mostly mid and upper back, trying to protect the low spine. Switching sides, left hand plants, right hand reaches up. Releasing hands to the mat, bringing hands up to your hips, coming up to a stand. Pivoting feet to the front of the room. Step that left foot forward. You come into a dancer prop, so rooting into the right foot. Left knee bends. Hand comes out, captures the foot. And you can stay here, really deepening your quadricep. If you'd like to come into dancer, drawing the right hand forward, kicking the left foot into your hand. Knowing that everyone's dancer is a little bit different. Some of us are more vertical, some more horizontal. Releasing. Inhale, rise to mountain pose. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant hands, step back to down dog, or take a vinyasa. Inhaling left leg behind. Exhale, crescent lunge. As we root into the left foot, exhale, drawing the right knee up, one-legged mountain. Inhale, stepping back. Exhale, one-legged mountain. Take this one more time, coming into tree. Inhale, stepping back. As we exhale, drawing the right knee up, and planting the foot on the left leg, coming to thigh, to calf, to ankle. Just exploring the difference on the side, knowing it will feel different, it will look different. So knowing any movement or wiggling is just strength building in your feet and your legs. Letting the hands come back to your heart, drawing the knee to the front. Exhale, stepping back, warrior two. So we come into our humble warrior. Again, if you'd like that strap or towel, placing that between the hands, otherwise clasping the hands, drawing the fist down, gazing up, and exhale, bowing down inside the knee, creating some nice softness and length. Release the hands, inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, warrior two, preparing for our half moon. Taking any prop you might need on the outer left corner. A water bottle is always a great option, or a block, or maybe the hand reaches the mat. Feel free to create a different shape on this side, knowing you don't have to replicate what you did on the first side. Stepping back, reversing warrior. Exhale, warrior two. Finding our prasarita. Feet are parallel. You may want to explore something different, maybe hands clasped behind your back, if that feels good. As you exhale, lowering down. Taking what feels right on this side. Sometimes hands in the front feels best. Enjoying the gravity pulling the torso down, the weight of your torso helping to create more space. Bringing hands to the front if they're not already there. Down to the mat. We're going to come into Skandasana, so walking hands to the right foot, left leg straightens. You can stay on a flat foot, on pointed toes. Really depending on your physiology, your foot may be flat, it may be propped up on your toes. Hands can be on the mat, hands can come to your heart. Wherever you are, we're just working on softening and lengthening the inner thigh. Switching sides, planting hands, walking over to the left foot, right leg straightens. Just really guiding those breaths to the muscles and the inner thigh. To the mat. We're going to walk to center, to that prasarita pose, and with hands on your hips, rising up to a stand. Pivoting feet to the front, and stepping the feet to the top of the mat as we prepare for our dancer or dancer prep. Rooting into the left foot, bending the right leg, capturing the foot, staying here, or you can open up, coming to dancer. Beautiful. Releasing the foot, inhale, rising to mountain. Hands to your heart, walking feet to the edges of the mat. Come down into Malasana, Yogi Squat. And again, this is a pose where, depending on your own physiology and your experience with sports and injuries, your feet may or may not be on the mat, and that does not matter. Place hands on the mat now, and come into crow. So you may just want to take step one with your hands on the mat, shoulder width, about a foot in front of you, nice white fingers, knees on triceps. Staying here is always a great place if you'd like to come into crow, drawing that gaze forward about a foot, playing around with lifting toes. And if you're a frequent flyer in crow, notice if you can draw the toes together. Just having fun playing around for a few more breaths. And when you're finished, you come into a child's pose. Maybe taking a drink or using your towel. And connecting to your hips and connecting to the mat. Next exhale, we'll make our way back to down dog. And floating the hips up and back. Inhale the right leg behind. I'm going to come into fallen start. Exhale, knee to chest, stumping the foot under toward the left. Left hand reaches toward the sky. That foot can stay on the mat. You may want to float it, you may want to pulse it. Wherever you are, making sure you feel strong in your shoulder. Planting the hand back onto the mat. Inhale, three-legged dog. Bending the knee, opening the hip. You want to flip your dog, you can stay here. If you'd like to flip, coming to wild thing, carefully setting the foot down. Floating the heart up. Head and hands reach the front of the room. Back to three-legged dog. Exhale, half pigeon, knee toward wrist. Angling the shin in toward the back. Straightening that left leg as far as you need. If this does not feel good on your knees, you can always come to your back, coming to that figure four pose instead. Wherever you are, enjoying this opportunity to really breathe into the hips. When we open the hips, the opportunity to release a lot of stress that we've been keeping there. Sometimes these still poses can be the most difficult. It's when our mind isn't consumed by all the movement, it finds the opportunity to start to churn, allowing those thoughts, giving them acknowledgement, and sending them on their way. Rooting into your hands, starting to crawl and back under the shoulders. And pressing back to three-legged dog. And then placing the foot onto the mat. We'll take this on the second side, inhaling left leg. Exhale, fallen star, knee toward chest, shooting that foot under to the right. Right hand lifts, opening your heart. As you close the right hand back down, three-legged dog. Bending the knee, stacking the hip. Maybe you flip on the side if that feels right. You can stay here, letting gravity pull the hip open. If you found the wild thing, make sure you're breathing. Turning to three-legged dog. So we exhale, entering that half pigeon of your choice. Taking whatever variation works for you on this side. Again, knowing that one side does not have to look like the other side. Just giving yourself permission to let everything go in this pose. Back to tall arms, planting your hands, hang yourself back to down dog. Planting the foot onto the mat. And rock forward to a plank pose. The slip in 5 chaturanga push-ups, knees down is always an option here. Inhaling chaturanga, exhale plank, inhale chaturanga, exhale plank, inhale chaturanga, exhale plank, 2 more, inhale chaturanga, exhale plank, inhale chaturanga, exhale plank, this time coming all the way down to your belly. Looking the tops of the feet onto the mat. Hands clasped behind your back. Again, a strap or towel is always a great option here. I'm coming to locust. You draw up chin, chest, pulling hands back, maybe lifting legs. Feeling the chest open. Imagine you're breathing through your collarbones. If you'd like to tap heels together, it's a great way to add a little bit more strength to the glutes to help protect your back. Release, head rests on the mat, shake either side. And take one more locust. Yogi's choice, whether you would like to take traditional locust with arms reaching back, superhero arms reaching forward, maybe coming into a bow pose. Bending knees, reaching back for feet or for ankles. And inhale, coming to your locust of choice. Making sure you're breathing here. These are notorious poses for breath holding. Using that oxygen to help fuel the muscles. And letting it go, opposite cheek can rest on the mat. Maybe the knees bend and the legs sway side to side. Bring yourself back to a child's pose for just a few breaths, resetting the spine. Knowing knees closer together, coming into rabbit is always an option here as well. Rabbit pose with the knees together, arms can reach back, hands can look for the heels if you'd like. Anytime you do a lot of work on your spine, these Child's poses or rabbits are always a great pose to come to. As you sit on your heels, rising up, letting the hips shift over to the side, and come around to a seat at the top of the mat. From here, we're going to rock back into boat pose. Boat pose, you can hold behind your thighs or your hands can reach to the front. These can be bent, legs can be straight. You draw your chest towards your thighs. We're going to flow this a few times. We'll inhale to half boat. Exhale boat. Inhale half boat. Exhale boat. Inhale half boat. Exhale boat. One more. Inhale half boat that will hold for just a few breaths. Just enjoying the opportunity to really strengthen the core. Finding that smile on your face. And we'll come up. Knees bent, feet on the mat. And scooting your hips towards your heels and bringing your spine down. Come into a bridge pose. So bridge your feet and knees about hip width apart. Just reaching toward the heels. Knowing you have options here. You can place a block on your hips for more restorative variation. So we exhale, we're going to draw those hips up, activating the glutes, helps to support, protect the lower spine. Maybe the shoulders tuck under, you clasp your hands. Keeping that gaze up to protect your neck. We'll release, coming down, unclasping hands, knees maybe sway side to side. We'll be taking one more. Decide what you want to take here. If you'd like to take wheel, and that's in your practice, feeling free to take wheel with hands behind, fingers facing shoulders. You can take the same bridge or the supported bridge. Coming up, finding your bridge of choice. Sometimes it feels nice to play around with your feet, maybe popping up on toes, finding a little bit different activation of muscles. Beautiful, releasing down, hugging your knees, maybe rocking a little bit. Ironing out any kinks in the spine. Letting the feet reach the mat. Into Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet press together, knees open out like a butterfly. Your hands can rest on heart and belly. You can rest at the side, or you can extend them overhead. As you let go of your more conscious breath, your more mindful Ujjayi breath, letting more natural breath sweep over. Taking a moment to notice and appreciate everything that you've done for your body. Together, and drawing them toward your armpits as you come into happy baby, holding onto feet or to ankles or to knees. If you like movement here, you may want to rock side to side. If you're looking for more in the hips, you can draw knees closer towards your armpits. If you're looking to go deeper in your hamstrings, straightening one leg at a time. Feet, giving yourself a hug. Extending the legs to the ceiling for candlestick. You may want to place a block under your hips. If you're craving a shoulder stand, feel free to rise up, supporting your lower spine with your hands. As we come into shoulder stand or candlestick, knowing you can move legs side to side, front to back, and you can keep them still. You can find yourself in a shoulder stand. Allow yourself to come to plow as you exit the pose. Come into candlestick, bringing knees into your chest, giving them a nice hug. Be rocking a little bit. Coming onto your spine, one vertebra at a time. Knees stacked above your hips. Then come into supine twist. Arms come out to the side. Knees can gently turn over to the right, either stacked, or you can cross them coming into twisted root, creating a little bit more depth. Gaze can be to the left or to the ceiling. Just feeling the shoulders softening onto the mat. Switching sides, gently drawing the knees up. And then turn over toward the left, making sure to take the same shape with your legs. Gaze can lie to the right or toward the ceiling. Back through center, giving yourself a hug, squeezing up into a tiny ball, releasing any stress or any tension that you might be carrying with you that you haven't discharged yet. Bringing yourself to the mat. You prepare for Shavasana. Your legs can be straight, your knees can be bent. Finding a pose, a position that gives you some peace. Bringing yourself back to that beach, spot that you were sitting on the shore. Knowing that that box that you sent into the water is now gone. Everything you loaded into the box is now sunk at the bottom of the ocean. This renewed sense of peace, this blank slate. Finding yourself in Shavasana. each breath, releasing more of your body onto the mat. Just to your body. Wiggling fingers and toes. Rolling out wrists and ankles. Inhale, extending arms overhead, finding a gentle stretch. Knees into the body as you roll over to one side. Resting your head and your bicep. Feeling your breath start to deepen. Slowly bringing yourself to a comfortable seat. I'd like to share this quote with you. You may not control all the events that happen to you, but you can choose not to be reduced by them. Bring hands together in prayer position. Raising them up to third eye center. Wishing you peace in your thoughts. Bringing hands towards your lips. Wishing you peace in your words. Bringing hands to heart center. Wishing you peace in your heart. Together, as we bow forward, we seal our practice. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Great job.